Hello, hope you're doing fine. In the last video, we discussed about the obsession people have with accumulating knowledge, hmm, as in reading Shastras and Upanishads. Huh? So, listen to what Bhagwan has said on this subject. A question was asked: can one realize the truth by learning the scriptures and study of books? Bhagwan replied, no. Shastra learning itself is a vasana. Realization is only in samadhi. Hmm. It is enough that a person becomes antarmukhi. The Shastras are not needed for an inward turned mind. They are meant for the rest. Hmm? So, Bhagwan is saying, when you are mesmerized by Maya, when the world fascinates you, hmm, then you need to read Shastras and Vedas, huh? Because they will help you. These scriptures will help you in becoming detached from Maya. Hmm. These Shastras are like a friend who tells you again and again, no, don't do it, don't go there, don't talk to him, don't eat this. Huh? So, Shastras are there to discipline your mind. Hmm? But once the mind has already been disciplined, once the mind has realized that I'm only fooling myself by running after the world, this world is entirely unreal. If the body is unreal, how can the world be real? This body is closest to me. Hmm? I am the soul, Atman, residing inside the body. But this body, which is closest to me, when this body is unreal, how can the world, which is away from the body, can be real? So, a mind which is disciplined understands that there is no need for me to accumulate knowledge from so many sources. Just one source is enough. Hmm. So, Bhagwan is saying Shastra learning itself is a vasana. Why? Because what is a vasana? When we want to accumulate something, when we want to gain something. Hmm? So, Shastra learning will give you knowledge, which then you can show off in front of others and boost your ego. So, this is pride. So, people are caught up in pride. Hmm? They are reading and accumulating wisdom only to appear wise in front of others. Huh? These people are immature. Their sadhana has not matured yet. Hmm? Their minds are not disciplined. So, what do they need? They need Shastras. But the learning of Shastras must have an aim, and the aim is to discipline the mind. You cannot involve yourself in learning Shastras for 7 years, 8 years. That's not required. All you need to do is to gain an understanding of what the Guru is saying. Because when you take information from one reliable source, you can absorb it easily. But if you are referring to 10,000 sources, you will be lost. You are only increasing the size of the mind. So, what needs to be done is we must be careful. Hmm? We must follow just one source. One source is enough. Each time you want to see yourself, just one mirror is enough. Guru is your mirror. He is that one book you require in order to be liberated, in order to get away, further away from unhappiness, the spell of depression and loneliness. Hmm? How can you be lonely when you alone exist and everything else is an illusion? How can you be lonely? You know, all of us feel jealousy. And why do we feel it? Because we think there are so many people and we want to feel that we are the best among all of them. Hmm? And everyone wants to feel this way, right? But when you come in contact to a guru tells you, who are you competing against? There is no one else apart from you. All of these people you see, they are unreal. Hmm? So, when repeatedly Guru tells you that you are the only one who exists, there are no others, you start to feel that anger, jealousy, the emotion of emptiness, huh? Remorse, guilt, the different types of shame. There are different types of shame. Hmm? So you understand that there is no need to feel all these things. I feel I am not good enough because I think there is someone better than me. Hmm? But when my guru has said that there are no others, that only you exist, then how can I compete against anyone? So now my responsibility is to arrive at the conclusion that how all of these people are unreal, how this world is unreal. How can my guru say that everything is unreal and only Atman is real? How can he make such a statement? So, when you start Shravanan and Mananan, when you pursue knowledge in this manner, because now you have already been guided by a guru. Guru has shown you what to find out. You have to find out how the world is unreal. Hmm? The moment we realize how this entire creation is just our imagination, we become free of it. When we become free of it, we become accessible to what is real. Brahman. So, Bhagavan is saying Shastra learning itself is a vasana. But what he is implying is that you cannot move forward without knowledge. That is true. You need knowledge. But what kind of knowledge you need? If you knew that this is the kind of knowledge that I need, you would have already transcended Maya. Because then you are already wise. You knew what you lack. So, Bhagwan is implying read only till the time mind is turned outwards. Mind, when turned inwards, Shastras are not required. And the best way to turn the mind inwards is emotion. If you have emotion towards your Guru, strong emotions. Now, these can be emotions of anger. Why did you take 4 decades, 5 decades to find me? Why did you take so much time to contact me? Oh, Ramana Sadguru. So, in this way, you are angry at the Guru, and it's fine. There's another way where you're saying, thank you for finding me. I know now you will never leave me. Because leaving and abandoning is the characteristics of human beings. But you are God. You will never leave me, and I will never let you leave me. So I am here. And now you make me self-realized because I love you. And I want to be with you forever. I don't want to leave my Guru. So when you have strong emotions towards your Guru, you are already safe, already protected. Your persuasion of knowledge will not become a vasana, because you are already connected to the Guru, right? Otherwise, if you do not have a bond with the Guru, what will happen? What will happen is you will fall into showing off this knowledge in front of other people. And you will think you are doing something good in life, but you are only fueling your pride. So, what does Bhagwan say? Bhagwan is saying, pride of learning and desire for appreciation are condemned, and not learning itself. Learning leading to search for truth and humility is is good. The self is not in the books, it is in you. This one statement, I really love it. The self is not in the books, but it is in you. So you need to read Shastras and then contemplate upon it. Then connect whatever you have learned with your life in order to extract knowledge out of it. Because when you are reading, it is only information. When you extract knowledge out of it, it becomes wisdom. It becomes useful. Otherwise, it just remains as a chunk of information in your mind, only increasing the size of your mind. But once the information is turned into wisdom, it helps in reducing the size of the mind. Hmm. So now you understand what needs to be done in order to attain wisdom. You must read and listen to whatever content is available to you from Bhagwan. Otherwise, you will be lost. There are so many Shastras, so many ascended masters. Hmm? Once you have understood what Bhagwan is saying, once you have crossed few stages in your sadhana and you feel stabilized, because in the beginning you won't be stable. You will feel restless all the time because you want to accumulate wisdom. You want to understand what reality is. You want to come out of this spell of sadness. Hmm? So you will read and read and read. But in the later stages, what will happen is you will become stabilized in the knowledge that you have gained. Because now your mind has clarity. Hmm? So that is the moment when you can relax. And if then you want to pursue knowledge from other ascended masters, you can do it. No one is stopping you. For example, in your YouTube algorithm, when you start listening to Bhagwan, you start attracting videos from other ascended masters as well. Huh? So in the beginning, try to ignore it. But once you are anchored in the knowledge, then you can pursue other masters as well. Otherwise, you will be lost. That's the only reason why I'm saying this. Hmm? Yeah. Now, let's see what Bhagwan has said. Once a devotee who was overcome with emotions for Bhagwan asked, O Ramana, who are you? Are you the highest God, Hari, or a Rishi, or a celestial being? Bhagwan replied, I am Arunachala Ramanan, dwelling in the heart of every being, beginning with Lord Hari to the so-called lowest being. If with devotion you plunge into the cave of your heart, your inner eye will be opened and you will see this truth as the fullness of non-dual awareness. Hmm? So, Bhagwan is saying, I am the one who dwells within your heart. Hmm? I am the one who is within the heart of Hari, Lord Vishnu. And I am the one who is within the heart of the lowest being, a poor man. Hmm? Now, who is the one that is present? It's consciousness, Atman, Brahman. Brahman himself is the only thing that is present everywhere. Rest everything is unreal. Hmm? So Bhagwan is saying, if with devotion you seek within your heart, you will find me there. Hmm? And once you find God within, journey ends. You are now free. You are now unaffected from samsara and its projections. Now, no projection will have any effect on you. Why so? Because now that you have found God, you will become God. It will take some time, but it will happen. Hmm? So, samsara and its projection can only work on worldly beings. The one who is always in the fourth state, the state of samadhi, he cannot be affected by anything occurring in samsara, because a self realized being looks at the world differently. When we look at the world, we look at it as ourself being real, that this body is real, and we are looking at the world from the perspective of a body. But a self realized being, when he is looking at the world, he is not concerned with the body, neither his own nor anyone else's. Hmm? He knows he is unlimited. So, what happens is, and something happened last night while I was trying to sleep. Suddenly, without nididhyasana, the stream of thought stopped without nididhyasana. Because when I am in nididhyasana, I cannot focus on anything else. I am sitting at one place with closed eyes. Hmm? But what happened was, I was trying to sleep, but suddenly the flow of thought stopped. And now I'm looking at everything and there is no thought. And in the absence of thought, there was peace. So currently, I experience peace in Sphurana here. So if I want to be peaceful all the time, I need to be focused on Sphurana all the time. Hmm. So that is why at least 50% of my mind is always focused on Sphurana, right? But last night, I wasn't focused on Sphurana. I was here. Hmm. And thoughts stopped. And I found peace here. I hope it is not too confusing for you. Hmm. Until unless you have these experiences on your own, you won't be able to connect with what I'm saying. Huh? This is the problem actually. There are so many ascended masters. All of them have said the same things. Hmm. But we are unable to connect with what they are saying. So, in order to understand what is being said, you must pursue Shravanan and Mananan earnestly, just like Bhagwan has said. Hmm? Attain so much wisdom that when something, no, wisdom, I'm talking about wisdom, not information. Wisdom is what you have extracted out of this information, right? So attain so much wisdom that when a spiritual phenomena occurs with you, you can understand, oh, This is what Bhagwan was saying. Hmm? Yeah. So I found peace here, and the absence of thoughts is peace because there is no movement, and presence of thought is disturbance. Hmm? Why is it so? It is disturbance because thoughts do not come alone. They have a friend, emotion. Hmm? So thoughts will always provoke some sort of emotion within you. If not an emotion, they will definitely push you towards emptiness, void, where you are numb. Hmm? And we don't know what to do with void, right? So I completely forgot what I was saying in the beginning. Hmm. But yeah, Bhagwan says that find me within your heart. And once you have found me, you will not have an attraction towards the world. Maya will stop having its control over you. Hmm? And you will become safe and secure. So, all of us need a companion, right? That is why we are struggling in samsara. But once you have found God within you, you don't need a companion. God is your companion. Now you can move around freely in samsara, hmm? Without worrying that, oh, is this person good for me? Is that person good for me? There's nothing to worry about because you have found God. Hmm? So now that the God is your companion, you will interact with everyone, but you will always remain in your dignity. Neither overextending nor underextending. Hmm? There is no requirement for us to overextend ourselves. Hmm. So, we understood in the last video that people, all of us, have a good side and a bad side. Hmm. So, what to do with these good sides and bad sides? How to deal with it? The best way to deal is when you are interacting with someone. If they are operating from their good side, then you interact with them like a child. You are free because now you are safe. You are dealing with their good side. So there is no harm for you. But you should be wise enough to discern that in which moment this person has made a switch from the good side to the bad side, and when have they started operating from their dark side. Hmm? So the moment they start operating from their dark side, separate yourself. It's not that difficult. So when they are operating from their good side, you can extend yourself. When they are operating from their bad side, you can withdraw yourself. Now this extension and withdrawal will depend upon your mental agility, right? Because it's like you are running on the field and there are so many hurdles and you have to cross every hurdle. Hmm? Because you need to be alert to find out whether something that is being said out of the purity of heart Or is it a backhanded comment? Hmm? Because if you are involved in such kind of interactions with people where you are not able to decipher whether the conversation is real or unreal, hmm, you will lose, you will drain a lot of energy. And then when you come back to the Shastras, to the book you are referring to, you will have difficulty in attaining that wisdom. Hmm? So be very wise, be alert. Huh? And you know what Bhagwan says? Excuse me. Bhagwan says, it is by the grace of God that you think of God. Hmm? This privilege is not given to everyone. People spend their entire life, and at the age of 60, they realize that whatever they have been doing is not worship. Hmm? Even this realization comes to the selected few. Hmm. So, when you are old, you realize that you sat in front of Bhagwan for so many years, twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. But it was not worship, it was only an illusion of worship. Even that worship was a spell of Maya. It was deception. Hmm? You were trying to deceive God. Hmm? Because you are in samsara. What else will you do? Cleverness is the tool one requires to navigate through the world. But if you have acquired this trait of cleverness, you won't be able to be authentic, to be real in front of the Guru. Because now you are in the habit of thinking that I am clever enough. I can do. I can win at life. Huh? If I want something, I'll simply manipulate others. I don't need to put in real efforts. I can just let people think that real efforts are being made on my part. I can simply trap people. So, this is arrogance. So, if you are in the habit of thinking that you are clever, you won't be able to attain wisdom. You are not ripe enough. Hmm? So, you will go and sit in front of the Guru, and the Guru will tell you so many things, and you won't be able to absorb any of it because you already think that you are more clever than the Guru. You think this Guru is foolish because he is treating you with kindness, because the Guru is loving you unconditionally, and no one has loved you unconditionally. People are loving each other on the basis of what they can get from each other. So when you see a Guru who is loving you unconditionally, you think this person must be mad. But let me just go and sit with them. Let's see what they are offering. Maybe some of my temptations can be fulfilled. Hmm. So you'll go in front of the Guru, and the Guru, who is the ocean of compassion, The supreme core of knowledge, intelligence. This Guru will give you all the knowledge, all the information, but you sit there thinking, hmm, you'll keep on comparing yourself to the Guru because of your arrogance, because you lack innocence. Hmm. So, Bhagwan says, it is by the grace of God that you think of God. Huh? If you can understand these few words of Bhagwan that we are discussing in these videos, Shravanan and Mananan will become much easier for you, and you will be able to absorb as much jnana as possible, because your preconceived notions are required to be shattered. Huh? You are dealing with samsara, and you are great at deceiving people who are in samsara, but you have no experience of the Guru. Hmm? So, when you go to the Guru, you must check out your arrogance. Hmm? Because the Guru is the knower of all. Huh? You know what Bhagwan has said once? Bhagwan said, it is true that I know the innermost thoughts of all of you. But if I tell you that I know, and if I bring your thoughts to light, will any of you come here? Hmm? So the Guru is the knower of all, and yet he remains quiet. He doesn't tell you that he knows that you are greedy. Guru knows you are looking for stability. You want boons. Oh Bhagwan, please boon this. Please boost this aspect of my life. Oh Bhagwan, I want to get married. Get me a good woman, Bhagwan. Bhagwan knows everything. He can read your thoughts. Guru knows the structure of your mind. Hmm. So understand that wisdom and knowledge must be extracted out from this information that you are gaining from Ramana Sadguru. Hmm? Whatever you are listening is his wisdom. It is not yours as of now. For you, it is just information. Just like Neil Armstrong is the first man to land on the moon. Now, this is information. Hmm? How is it useful for you? It's not. You must convert it by a deep and precise process of contemplation, which is Mananan. So, when you are listening and reading to the words of the Guru, that is Shravana. Hmm? When you are contemplating and extracting wisdom out of those words, that is Manana. Hmm? And once your Shravanan and Mananan have matured, you enter Nididhyasana. So, how can you enter Nididhyasana solely on the basis of Shravanan and Mananan? Guru has discussed methods of becoming free. So, those methods are required to be practiced on your part. If you can pursue self inquiry, if you have the mind of a researcher, so you must move as the Guru guides you to move. See, my authority ends at Nididhyasana. And if my Nididhyasana was perfect, I would have already entered the state of Samadhi. So, Nididhyasana is not perfect. So, right there ends my authority. But Bhagwan and his words, they are the supreme authority. So, I can never show you the path. I am only here to help you understand the core concept. So that when you are listening to Bhagwan, you don't get discouraged. You will already know. Oh, so this is what happens in self-inquiry. Oh, in self-inquiry, we try to trace the origin of these thoughts. So when Bhagwan says that this is to be done, this is how it is done, instead of being scared and afraid of the process, you will already know and you will be able to connect with him. So, whatever is being presented to you, if suddenly you realize a truth about some spiritual phenomena, so understand it is all coming from the self. When we talk about the self, it is quite natural to point the finger upwards. It's natural. But in truth, the self is within. So, the self is guiding you. Bhagwan himself has said that your own consciousness will pull you within. The mind will be pulled inwards. Once you are starting to become ripe. So, follow what Bhagwan has said. Read and listen to what he is saying. Listen to one video again and again because it is difficult. The concepts are not very easy to understand. We are trapped in the depth, in the trenches of Maya. So identify the problem and move accordingly. Right? Okay. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.